and welcome to a hastily prepared back-page pass. This is Game Week 28, or at least the Game Week 28 review. I'm John O'Donnell, and I'm joined in person by Owen Grace.
Hello.
And on Skype by Mark Corcoran.
I'm coming to you from another world.
It's just Dundrum. Don't get over thingy. So if Mark sounds a bit funny, it's because he's very far away.
Yes.
Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to look back at Game Week 28. We're going to look ahead to Game Week 29 in the Premier League. And we're going to have a little talk about the FA Cup. And sure, if the Champions League comes up, what the hey. So we're going to start with Chelsea 1, West Brom 0. And Benitez turned himself into Mr. Banner before the game. And the fans didn't even like him before he was angry. Am I right, Owen?
Yeah, you're right in saying that. It's a bit ridiculous, to be honest, all the banners. But aside from that, it was a decent Chelsea performance. They got the goal early on in the first half, and then they sort of just got by for the next hour or so, and West Brom could have easily equalised. So,
I don't really get what's going on. He's kind of already said that he's going at the end of the season, so they've still kind of got a lot to play. Or they've kind of got what they want, that they know he's definitely going.
Well, he expects to go.
No, I think he said in his post-match that he said he is going and the Chelsea fans don't need to worry about him anymore. So why don't they just kind of get on board for the last few months? Who knows, you might even wind up with a trophy or two.
I think what the point he was making was when they called him interim manager, it made it sound like he wasn't going to be there. So he's like, oh, well, I'm not going to be here. He was doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I'd be shocked if it wasn't in his contract that he signed interim manager. So it's not like he thought he was going to be manager and then they said interim manager.
Well, apparently he didn't. This was his thing. He apparently got lost in translation somewhere.
I'd be very surprised if that was the case. I'd say he was led to believe that maybe he was going to become the manager, so they may as well call him the manager. But they probably never really said anything like that. Mm. And plus, he in that press conference, he was basically flagging to any club that wanted him that I'm going to be free in the summer. Yeah,
but this is a bit pointless because he's not doing too well at Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why he'd want to advertise that now because they were in the title race when he took over and they're not anymore.
So anyway, yeah, but the reaction wasn't actually that bad during the game. I mean, they had worse games during the season and the fans didn't go as mad as you were expecting. It was just a few banners. They didn't boo.
Yeah, they were probably caught in the hop as well. They're probably delighted hearing that, because it's what they wanted to hear. He's not going to be there, so they've kind of broken him. They don't need to worry about him being there long term.
And back to the game itself, though. Lukaku was missing, so West Brom were a bit toothless. And Oscar played really well. He did everything but score, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was very creative, as you would expect, but he hasn't been in the last few weeks. He's been in and out of the side, and he's found it hard. He's struggled to settle down a bit, but he played very well.
Yeah, it's a good win for Chelsea. Tight enough game, but I don't think anybody was surprised at that, even though it was at home for Chelsea. But I wonder how far more West Brom can go in terms of up the table. They kind of seem to be sliding ever since they won at Anfield. So I wonder, have they kind of plateaued now for this season?
Cocky, Mark. Sorry.
What? I don't get it.
Neither do I, to be honest. Man United 4, Norwich 0. Cocky from Cocky to Canaries. Cocks to Canaries, is that working? No, it isn't. United.
Whatever you're into, John.
United had twice as many passes as Norwich, but unlike Arsenal, they scored 4 goals.
Yeah, well, again, passes doesn't matter. It's goals that matter. So passes and goals are not connected.
Yeah, but they wore them. Well, they didn't really wear them down. They just steamrolled them.
I don't know. I just thought they took the goals well. I mean, nobody really saw Kagawa getting a hat trick. He hasn't really been in great form the last couple of weeks, but he took his goals very well.
He's been injured since October, hasn't he?
Sorry?
He's been injured since October.
Well, on and off. Yeah, he had a flying start to the season, but injuries have kind of held him back a bit. But he took his goals very well, particularly the second one where he kind of passed it in. That was a beautiful goal, and that was very encouraging for from a Man United point of view, but from an Irish point of view, to stick in there for the majority of the first half, that's probably very positive for them.
And Norwich only had one attempt at goal, and it was blocked. It was bad performance by them as much as a good performance by United.
Well, yeah, I think attacking it was a poor performance from Norwich, but they held strong for most of the first half, and then
let in 4 goals.
Well, yeah, it was 1-0 at half time, but they did hold out for a good while in the second half as well. The game wasn't over, and then obviously United just kicked on. But there's a few positives to take if you're Chris Hughton.
Such as?
It's hard to put your finger on them, but...
Well, moving on, Everton 3, Reading 1, and Everton were just better.
Yeah, they're a much stronger attack, which was expected. They have a lot of quality going forward. Pinar scored a great goal, and they're starting to show a bit of consistency as well.
It was a piece of pea for Everton. And Morales really tore Ian Hart a new one, didn't he, Mark?
Yeah, Everton seemed to have quite a few shots in the first half of that game, or quite a few chances, and they really kind of took their chances in the second half. But before that, it kind of seemed like they were wasting their chances. I think Morales had quite a few that he put just wide or were blocked or that kind of thing. So I suppose it comes back to what we were saying a couple of weeks ago, that, how David Moyes was affecting, or David Moyes' decision of where he was staying was affecting the team. And obviously that's a great win for everybody's confidence, and to push the club on further.
And Reading now thoroughly in the relegation zone. QPR dragged Southampton down a bit, didn't they?
Yeah.
QPR needed that. They really
needed it because they lost the home game actually to Southampton, and it was needed for their confidence, and obviously they need the 3 points. Brings them up to 20 points, which is it's not that bad considering where they were before Christmas. And Remy scored another goal, so it'll give him confidence maybe.
And Southampton I thought were a better team, but if QPR can do this, be the worst team but still win, bodes well for them, doesn't it, Mark?
Well, I don't understand how this happened, because the whole way along we kind of just assumed they were down, and then no one was really watching the points.
You assumed.
I assumed, yes, but then now it's only 4 points. That's definitely manageable. I still think they will go down, but because precisely for what you said there in your question, that they are the worst team. They've won only 3 games for a reason, and I think they might not finish bottom. I hope they finish bottom, but they might not finish bottom. I still think they'll go down.
What did you think of Gaston Ramirez's goal, Mark?
Did he score? I thought it was 2-0.
No, it was 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Rodriguez smacked one off the keeper.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't Ramirez.
Yeah, Rodriguez hit it, and then it fell to Ramirez.
No,
little dink,
right
gorgeous little dink over the keeper.
Worth every penny.
No, I don't think that went in. I think
if they stay up on goal difference, it will be that goal that saved them, I think.
Well, I've got the Sky Sports website open here with the scores, and it doesn't say the score.
Stoke
and
0.
you don't have a video link, so you can't prove that online.
Yes, I do.
To me?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
No. Anyway, Stoke 0, West Ham 1, and Crouch kicked Taylor in the face, and then Taylor went off. I think Collison came on for Taylor, scored a few minutes later. How about that?
Do you think Peter Crouch should have been sent off for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very dangerous.
We'll get to this a bit later, but yeah, he should have been.
Okay, yeah. That was the most memorable moment of that match. The poor Taylor lying motionless on the ground. And Peter Crouch almost getting in a fight, but trying to convince everybody at the same time that it was an accident.
It was clearly an accident.
Yes, I know.
Peter Crouch,
everyone still wanted to kick his ass.
Yeah, you would though, wouldn't you?
When your legs are that long, you shouldn't really be trying something like that when there's people around you.
If I remember correctly, Crouch was booted in the face himself and lost a few teeth earlier on this season. So he may be trying to kind of even out the scores on anybody.
Yeah, the universe has got to feel my wrath, said Peter Crouch to himself before he swung his leg.
But it was good finish by Collison.
It was a great finish by Collison. Player who struggled
with injuries
Yes.
since 4 or 5 years ago, since he broke into the team.
Speaking of breaking, this has nothing to do with breaking. Sunderland 2, Fulham 2. Even though Sunderland went 1-0 up, Fulham came back and went 2-1 up, and I thought they were just going to walk it from there, but they seemed to throw it away.
Yeah, Fulham had a lot of chances, and they should have really finished Sunderland off, but Sessignon is starting to get himself into those positions again, like he was at the start of the season and the end of last season, and he got that equalising goal.
He did. It was 2 penalties in the game, and I just didn't seem like a dirty kind of a game.
Well, penalties don't indicate dirtiness. They indicate poor defending. And I think neither teams are great at defending.
Rash defending.
Yes,
I
Rash
thought he was
defending.
all over him like a Rash kind of Rash. Rash kind of like Road Rash. Do you remember that game?
No.
Road Rash. You're like on a motorbike and you like drive along and you pull like the chain off another bike when you're driving past him and you like hit the guy with it. Good game.
No, I never played it.
No, I think it was. Oh God, was it pre-Super Nintendo? I don't know. Early 90s, late 80s.
I wasn't pre.
Yeah, you weren't born. Shut up.
Super Nintendo.
Yep, great. Wigan 0. Sorry, Swansea 1, Newcastle 0. I feel bad for Stephen Taylor's misses because he has no concept of positioning.
That's good. That's a good point. That's sort of harsh on Steve, but
No, it isn't. He's useless.
yeah, poor defending again from Newcastle has been a similar trait throughout the whole season.
Stephen Taylor.
Huh?
Stephen Taylor. I'm just blaming Stephen Taylor.
Are you just blaming? Okay, yeah. Well, 1 or 2. I mean, Colashini's had a bit of a up and down season.
But he has to do everything. Steve Taylor just stands between. He stands equidistance between 2 attackers and doesn't mark either. He just kind of goes.
Oh, and you consider that.
Did you really make that noise?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. When you consider that Swansea were comfortable in possession and had a lot more passes, they deserve to be the winning side.
Well, last season they had the possession and a lot more passes, but Newcastle had Ben Arfa, who tore them to shreds. But they didn't have him this year. Was that the difference, Mark?
I kind of expected Newcastle to win this game just because the whole cup hangover thing. But maybe it's just pure quality that was the difference, to be honest. Like, Swansea just had enough on the day. But it is encouraging. I think Ben Arfa actually he started tonight for Newcastle, so it would be encouraging for them because they do have quite a good-looking attacking force.
When everybody's fit.
When when everybody's fit, when you take all the names into it.
Yeah, Cisse is gorgeous.
He's got a winning smile.
That, I was like, oh no.
That's what she said. Anyway, moving on. Wigan 0, Liverpool 4. And Suarez and Coutinho linked up well on, didn't they?
Played very well, yeah. Coutinho set up the first 2 goals for Downing and Suarez, and then Suarez sort of took over from there. It was a great individual performance, but there was 1 or 2 players that played well. I thought Reina was outstanding. He pulled off...
Yeah, about time.
Yeah, about time. He pulled off 2 or 3 really important saves in the first half.
I love like people only realised he was on bad form when he actually had a good game.
Yeah,
for the first time in 2 months.
That's a fair point.
I thought Wigan were better than the scoreline. What did you think, Mark?
Yeah. Can I just point out first, did he went down and scored with his head?
He did, yeah. I don't think he ever has.
So what happened there?
I know, the commentator even said it was quite a collector's item. A goal for Downing in the Premier League, a collector's item. A goal with the head from the head of Downing, an even bigger collector's item.
Yeah, Wigan can kind of be like that sometimes, though, that they can kind of ship goals but play quite well. Like I remember United beating them a few times, and it's kind of been on scores like that. But it's fair play to Liverpool for taking the goals when they came along, because I think it's actually scoring goals has been a problem for them in recent years. So you never know. Maybe this can be maybe Coutinho can be the piece that knits it all together for them.
Yeah, I think he just had a good game. I wouldn't go getting overexcited.
Yeah,
that's where the maybe comes in, because I can't be held accountable if I'm wrong.
Reports say maybe something might happen. Sources, according to sources.
According to close to the individual.
According to unnamed sources close to the individual.
His butcher.
Owen, were you going to make a point?
I was just going to say it's the first win at the DW in 6 years, which represents a good...
For Liverpool.
Yeah, first...
Somebody has... I'm sure other teams have won there.
Yeah.
I got a bit mixed up by your syntax.
Liverpool's first win for 6 years.
Well done, Liverpool. It's
Breaking
about damn time. Tottenham 2, Arsenal 1, and it was just the same goal twice.
It was a carbon copy of the first goal, Lennon's was. I don't know how. It happened in 2 or 3 minutes, or the space of a couple of minutes.
Yep, just
from
through Bale, boom.
From
Slip through Lennon, boom.
From 0-0 to game over in a space of a few minutes. I mean, Arsenal's defence is just unbelievably shaky. I don't know why they tried to play a high line, because they can't. Simply because Mertesacker's playing. And
well, no, Mertesacker organises the line. The problem is usually from Moylan.
Yeah, I know, he's not...
or Jenkinson. Or in this case was Cazorla, who ran back, messed up the line, but then stopped tracking Bale. Just going, stood there with his hand up.
There was a couple of nice balls, actually. Scott Parker's for Lennon was a...
Hey!
It's a perfect pass. Mark, are you going to say something there?
You said balls, couple of nice balls.
I got that bit.
On Scott Parker and Gareth Bale.
Lennon. Anyway, Mark Podolski didn't start. Why didn't Podolski start? Podolski should have started.
He didn't start the previous week either.
What's that about?
No, he's kind of been out of the team for a while now.
While?
I don't really know. Maybe he had a row in the training ground. But he hasn't even been playing that well recently. I think his last good game for them was the West Ham game. I think it was in January. Where they scored. I think they won 5-1. But he hasn't really played well since then.
But you've got to, like, if you're playing up against Walker, you're going to pin him back, and the only player they have that could do that is him.
Yeah.
He's getting forward. Like, I remember at one stage, Walker just took the ball outside the Spurs box and just ran up to the Arsenal box without a challenge. That doesn't happen with Podolski if he's got the threat of Podolski behind him.
Yeah. At the same time, I think Giroud probably came in for him. And Giroud probably should have scored today at the loss. So if that goes in, you're probably justified. But
yeah, but it didn't go in. And
yes,
again,
I know. So
they always
the thin margins.
Like Spurs play a high line as well, and you would have thought Walcott would have started up front. Am I wrong?
I think Walcott had quite a quiet game as well.
Yeah.
On the wing against Sukatu and Albi. Again, no supply. Struggles.
Did anyone else think that Szczesny was quite a fall for certainly Lennon's goal?
Very slow off his line.
Yeah, well, slow off his line.
Very quick to go down as well.
He was completely out of position. He was like on one side of the box when Lennon took his first touch, I think it was. He didn't really have to take a touch past him. All he had to do was run straight and pass it into the net because Szczesny's position was poor.
Yeah.
That's what I thought anyway when I saw that second goal.
Yeah, but I just thought it hadn't really been highlighted, I think, because people were talking about the offside trap, but I thought he was really poor for those.
Yeah.
Agreed. Another team who were poor, Aston Villa 0, Man City 1. Bad mistake by Clark, and City doing just enough, really.
Yeah, they were very lucky, to be honest. They didn't really create that many chances in the first half, and then out of nothing, Clark falls over the ball and 1-0.
Yeah. Silva just looks like he can't be arsed, doesn't he, there?
He's been playing football, though, for about, pretty much solid for like 2 years now, so I wonder, is it, like we've said this before, but I wonder, is it just a case of it's all catching up on him?
Well, he seems to have these spells of fatigue, but he hasn't had this fatigue has outweighed the good spells this year.
They don't actually have that many options of players, like, they really do depend on him, I think. So I'm not really sure. Another aspect of it could be the fact that a lot of the Man City players don't even seem to be happy there at the moment. Even the manager, he's kind of picking on them and things like that. And so maybe that plays a part in it as well.
Yeah, and another thing is Nasri has been playing really poor as well.
He's overweight.
He could be overweight. I didn't notice that, but I just know that he's not playing well enough at all. He doesn't seem bothered. And maybe Silva has a bit of sense of security knowing that no one can really get his position at the moment. And he hasn't been playing as well as he was in his first season.
That silence is the silence of agreement. We're going to have another silence now while we go for a break. Well, it won't be silence. We'll fill it with something. I don't know.
Let's have a minute's applause instead.
I'm tempted, but I think people would definitely switch off after about 6 seconds. Hello and welcome back to Backpage Pass. This is part 2 where we're going to be looking ahead to the league. And the relegation picture will be a wee bit clearer this weekend because there's only 4 games and most of them involve relegation-y type teams. Norwich against Southampton. Southampton were looking fairly safe, but they've been dragged back after a loss to QPR. Owen.
Yeah, it was poor defending. Mistake at the end there. Threw away a couple of points from the QPR game, so
right back in it?
Yeah, they're right back in the middle of it now, and this will really show us what Pochettino is all about now. Can he get them out of a relegation scrap? And he has 30 points to get, so yeah.
And Norwich, Mark, what do you think? Mark?
Well, they'll be hoping to bounce back. But just on something that was kind of been said over the last couple of weeks, you had a theory on over Pochettino, whether Southampton were poor defensively and they were trying to kind of mask that in the way they've been attacking. I think Norwich, if Holt playing, even Becchio could be a real test of Southampton's defensive capabilities, especially when they want to bounce back. They won't be lacking motivation going into that game, so I don't really see 3 points there for Southampton. I think it'll be a tight enough game, but I can see Norwich winning that one.
Yeah, I can see that too. QPR versus Sunderland, and QPR dragged Southampton back into it last week. Can they do the same with Sunderland?
Well, they got a result away to QPR to Southampton. We're not playing particularly well. They're at home now, so that'll give them confidence. Like, Sunderland aren't really a great team, so they could definitely get 3 points, but then again, Sunderland they're unpredictable. They could easily grab a draw there. Sunderland
aren't really a great team. Not my words, Owen Grace's words. Talk to me, Mark.
I don't think they get relegated, and I don't really. As I said, I see Southampton not picking up points this week. Well, maybe picking up 1 point, but I think if Sunderland lose, they won't even be necessarily in that much trouble. But I think for QPR, it's kind of the perfect game because Sunderland aren't necessarily having a great season. They're not even on a great run. So if you're going to take points against somebody, it may as well be Sunderland. But at the same time, Sunderland will probably look at it the same way. They can at least get a draw from that game. So I probably think it will be a draw.
And then Reading host Aston Villa, and Villa are just 1 point ahead of Reading going into this. Is that enough? Will Reading be like, oh, we can get this? Rarr.
I think Reading go into every game thinking rarr.
They should be thinking rarr?
Well, they have to think rarr because they need points, they need goals, and they need to be aggressive.
Rarr is going to be a thing from now on.
That could be a high scoring game as well, because Villa league goals, Reading like scoring.
Benteke's goals have dried up.
They have, yeah. He's provided most of their goals this season, so when you think about it, he's bound to run.
There was a spell around Christmas where he looked like he might be able to drag them out of it, but he's not. He's just gone off the boil.
Maybe there's too much pressure on him at the moment.
He's only a young lad.
He's only a young lad, and they're not really seeing many other players getting as many goals. Wyman scored a few goals, and Bent is non-existent, so I don't know how has scored really.
And
as former Aston Villa manager would say, Dave O'Leary would say, he's only young and he's naive.
And both squads are supposedly, suffering from a lack of Premier League experience. They don't really have this excuse because Reading don't have a lot of former Premier League players themselves. They were all Championship players.
They were from the lower league, so
it's youth versus lesser experience.
Possibly so, yeah.
Cheers on. West Brom home to Swansea. Sorry, that was horrible. But I stand by it. West Brom home to Swansea. Both teams have 40 points. Swansea have already qualified for the Europa League. but they're only 7 points behind Arsenal. Will they continue to push for a top 6 place, or will they just go, rah, we're already there, let's just play?
They'll continue to play the way they play, stylish football, because Laudrup is a very focused, concentrated manager, so they'll play every game like it's like they're trying to stay up, or if they still haven't qualified for Europe, they'll still play for every 3 points. And
Mark, Swansea's fullbacks are pretty lightweight. Lukaku can run amok against them, can't he?
Well, he can, but I see a draw in this one. As I said earlier on, I kind of feel maybe West Brom are plateauing, and it shows that kind of teams that win cup finals, kind of their season goes to pot after that. So I think there may be a draw in this game, score draw definitely, but Swansea aren't that bad defensively in general, so I'm sure they'll formulate a plan for attacking. But no, I think a score draw.
And then on a Sunday, Newcastle host Stoke, and Sissoko and Toyota are physical enough to match Stoke, right?
They are. It's whether they can match them in the other areas of the pitch. Really, Stoke have a lot of big defenders. You'd wonder if the strikers of the attacking players could cope with that, considering their dashing good looks.
Well, they have the skill. Is what they have.
Yeah, they do. But again, Newcastle have been quite inconsistent this season, so it'll be an interesting game.
They're also a bit tired. They did go all the way to Dagestan. They only went to Moscow, I think.
Moscow, I'd say, yeah.
But
so
they're playing tonight. Finished 0-0, did it?
It did finish 0-0.
Yeah. Mark.
Yes.
Do you think Kaboy could win it with a free kick or a pass? That's what I think will happen. He'll play either a brilliant pass or area score, a free kick. That's what I think will happen. Do you think that'll happen?
Goal from Cisse.
Or a what?
A worldly goal from Cisse.
Yeah. That's always up there.
I'd say for you, John, apart from Sunderland, this is the team. These are the team that you really want to beat.
Yeah.
So don't do the podcast next week if they lose.
It would be a crying shame. No, Newcastle at home. They'll at least get a draw. They can't lose it. Better win, or else it'd be heck to pay. Liverpool host Tottenham, Owen, and I can't remember last time Spurs going to Anfield and were clear favourites the way they are now.
Yeah, it's been a long time since that. Liverpool, I know Bale, Tottenham are in flying forms. Their best run since the 80s. They've unbeaten in 12. But Liverpool got a couple of wins together, and I think at Anfield, a good atmosphere on a Sunday afternoon. I think Liverpool can get a 2-1 result maybe. And
Mark, Bale is likely to be running at Carragher. Just how embarrassing is that going to be for Carragher, do you think?
Yeah, well, if Liverpool don't formulate a plan other than Carragher versus Bale 1-on-1, they're going to get mauled.
Well, Spurs have this season where they just put Bale in the place where he can do most damage. They'll put him in the middle or up front or on wide or deep. He can go anywhere.
Well, I think of the 3 goals that they scored at Old Trafford earlier in the season, and Bale's goal run at Rio Ferdinand, and he kind of looked like a mug.
Yeah.
So Liverpool will need to kind of start their defence kind of with their centre field players and make sure there's plenty of guys around to snuff out the space. But funny enough, I actually do see Liverpool winning this game. I think there'll be the odd goal in it, but I think Liverpool will have enough at home, and it kind of make the run in for 3rd, 4th and 5th place quite interesting, I think.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Spurs. But anyway.
The problem is Liverpool have played well against big teams and haven't got the results this season.
No, they haven't.
Arsenal outplayed Tottenham.
Tottenham are just going to walk. Sorry, it's going to happen. I'm sorry, Alan.
Everyone has an opinion, John.
I could be wrong. You could be right. Do you really think your heart of hearts that Liverpool are going to win this game?
Nah.
No, I didn't think so.
I think they're going to win.
What? Yeah, you would.
I think they're going to beat Tottenham.
Right. 2-1.
Mark that down. Write that down. You're not writing it. That's not writing. You've no pen or paper.
I wrote it in my brain.
Okay, Mark wrote it in his brain. But you're the one... Oh. Anyway.
I'm the one what?
You're the one this is going to come back on if you're wrong.
Well, I just have a feeling. That's all.
No, you're not allowed to have feelings.
That's hard.
Yeah, well, I'm harsh. Anyway, we're going to take a break while I
I thought you were John.
What?
I thought you were John.
No. What?
I thought you were John.
What did I say?
You said you're harsh.
Okay. We're going to take a break, and guess what? We'll be back with a part 3. Remember we used to do part 3s? We're doing that again. But only this week, but we'll be back in a second. FA Cup, Saturday. Everton, host Wigan. Wigan couldn't give a crap, could they?
They really, I don't think so. I don't like the last time they had a cup run was against United in 06, the cup final. That's what they got famous for. Got up, stayed. They've been hanging around in the Premier League since then.
Like a little dingleberry.
Yeah,
Just won't drop.
this will go. Yep. Interesting.
Oh, did Mark? Oh, no. Mark, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
Okay, no, my battery wants to give up. It's a quitter. Just don't quit on me, Mark.
So, yeah, I get the feeling that Wigan are kind of looking around their training ground or their dressing room, thinking, "How are we still in this tournament?
Yeah. What happened
Why
there?
are we in this tournament? Why didn't we just lose already?"
Everybody's just looking at Jordi Gomez like, what did you do that for? Damn it,
Well,
Jordi.
Everton will win that, and they'll go on to a semi-final where he lost last year to Liverpool. So then, I'd say Moyes, this is not that he hasn't been in this situation before, but he's really kind of craving a cup final.
Yeah, this was going to be my next point. Champions League looks beyond Everton. Are they better off to try qualify through the cup than the league for the Europa?
I don't even think they're thinking about Europe. They just actually Moyes just wants that trophy.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to play on a Thursday night. They don't really have the depth of squad and the money and that kind of thing.
They want the trophy. That's what Moyes' problem has been. Well, not problem. That's the one thing on his CV.
It's eluded him.
Yeah, a trophy since he took over. So they really want it. They haven't won anything since '95 either. So they want something.
And moving on to Man City versus Barnsley. Mancini says the league is still winnable, but he has to be looking at the cup as his best chance of silverware this season, doesn't he?
Yeah, obviously they would, considering they have championship opposition. And, you know, Barnsley are going to struggle, obviously, there. Barnsley are going to struggle there. And,
Sorry, I was making hand gestures at Owen there. It's completely unfair. Nothing to do with you, Mark, don't you worry.
Okay, you're laughing at me.
No.
No.
I was trying to signal to Owen to move the mic closer to his mouth, but he wasn't getting that. And so then I started just miming stuff.
That's okay.
You had a point, Owen?
It wasn't really a point. I was just going to say City are going to win.
Yeah.
And that's their only chance of silverware. They should go for it.
Is this Mancini's third season?
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's won Cup, League, and he plans to win the Cup again.
Yeah, well, he had half a season, I think. Half a season.
3.5. Yeah.
Then
okay.
Cup.
Well,
Then League.
even if you take his 3 full seasons, if he won Cup, League, Cup, that's not really that bad. Manager who's in charge of a club that didn't win the trophy in 30 odd years.
Mm. Yeah, but also a club that's had $1 billion. Was it $1 billion? Was it more?
Around that, yeah.
Yeah, but you kind of have to build it up. It doesn't really matter how much money you spend. You do have to build it up.
Also, Cup League Cup. That's a step backwards.
Well, you can't win the league every single year. Chelsea have as much money as City have, or enough to win leagues anyway.
They won the Champions League last year.
Since they won the league, so
They won the Champions League last year.
It's guaranteed.
They won the Champions League last year.
Yeah, but even going back before that, they've been a mess. So, and they won't win anything really this season. It doesn't look like so.
So you think Mancini will go with a strong team?
Oh well, he can go with his weakest team and they'll win. But I think that's their priority.
You put a team of Nasri and who else is awful?
Nastasic. Well,
no, Nastasic has been playing well, I think.
Okay.
Nasri, Lesko.
Hard,
yeah.
Who? Oh,
Hard.
Joe. No, Panty will probably start.
Yeah.
Panty is so tall.
I know. He doesn't look like a normal person.
He he'll save everything because his wingspan is too large.
I always think there's something wrong with my TV when he's on it.
Yeah, they played his club in a Champions League qualifier, I think it was, and then they said, he's gas, we'll just take him on for a couple of years.
We've got your man with the funny hat.
We've got Stuart Taylor as our second goalkeeper. We may as well get someone else.
Millwall versus Blackburn, and a team with a deplorable set of fans versus a team with, deplorable owners. Well, not deplorable, but...
And absolutely no fans.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I don't really care who loses.
I can't really call this one because Blackburn have been terrible this season, considering they've got the most money in the championship, nearly.
Yeah.
So
big incentive though to go to Wembley for either team.
Yeah.
Yep. Millwall have been there recently.
It's a great opportunity to go to Wembley and a great day out for their fans. So I'd say that could be a good game. Both teams would be up for it.
I think Blackburn have the better squad, and I'd like to see Nuno Gomez score for all times' sake. Sake was the word I was missing.
Leon Best is back fit to full fitness as
well,
and could be playing in the weekend against Millwall. So could see
the winner of Everton Wigan will be hoping that they play the winner of that tie.
Yeah.
I think everybody wants those two teams.
Yeah.
Nobody wants the winner of the next match, which is Man United versus Chelsea. And the Real match will drive Fergie on here, won't it?
You'd like to think that. I presume they're going to be in pretty bad mood going out on this pitch on Sunday. So hopefully that will kind of spur them on. But Chelsea are playing tonight as well. So in terms of recovery time for them, they're probably not in great state compared to going into that game against the team that's like a wounded animal and is going to come out fighting. So interesting to see if Rooney starts, and if he doesn't, I presume these newspaper headlines will just keep building and building.
You got to look at it like Kagawa, Young, Rooney, Scholes, Smalling, Evans, Hernandez. They should be all raring to go. They should all start. Whereas Chelsea have no depth.
Well, Scholes is injured. It's been for a good while now. So I'd say you'll probably see Anderson and Cleverly at the centre midfield. But you probably will see Smalling come back in, Evans come back in. Players like that. I'd say Valencia will probably start as well.
Yeah.
He might pick Van Persie over Hernandez, although Hernandez hasn't really got much of a chance because Van Persie actually loves playing against Chelsea. He's got a great goal scoring record against them. So.
Well, his goal scoring record in the last few weeks has been poor. It's been the worst in about 3 years, I think it is. And Hernandez has done quite well in the cup this year, so I think he probably does deserve a game.
Yeah. I'll give you that. United must be smarting like Arbeloa probably is too, because he got kicked in the ribs. Mark.
No, I thought it was more kind of hip area, and obviously everybody knows that the hip area is where all the vital organs are, and that's his life was in danger there.
He could have been killed.
He could have been killed. Yeah, it's funny though that just on that incident. I don't really understand how he was endangering Arbeloa's safety when Nani was looking over his shoulder at a football, following it to travel, whereas Arbeloa was looking in the direction the ball was travelling and running. If Arbeloa, presumably he's a human being, he wants to kind of naturally, his human instincts is to look after himself. So if he
wait. So Arbeloa shouldn't challenge for the ball in case Nani puts his foot and studs in a position where it could connect with Arbeloa's vital organs. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that if he thought that he was going to be in any real danger, I would stop.
Okay.
Because naturally,
that's why you're not a professional footballer, Mark.
The ball, Arbeloa originally set out the ball was going towards Arbeloa, so obviously he's going to run towards it.
Yeah, no, I'm not disputing. I'm not saying that he shouldn't do that. I'm saying
he's running full pelt.
If he was afraid for his life, he wouldn't do it. If he was afraid for his safety, he wouldn't do it. Maybe. But anyway, that's not the real point I wanted to make, because in the rules, I think, Don, you put it up on the Facebook there, that it was to do with a tackle that endangers the safety of an opponent.
Yeah.
Well, Nani didn't tackle him. He
had his foot in an area where it can make contact with someone's head or something. Like if Arbeloa is stooping for that ball, not even like diving, stooping.
Is it not a foul if you put your head too low?
Yeah, but no, this isn't too low. This is like, right, Arbeloa is jumping, it hits him upper hip. So that's what, 1.5 foot away from his head.
Well,
and then if he's, if he's
off the ground as well.
If he comes in and he gets Arbeloa's back, if he gets him from the back instead of the front, that's his lungs in that position. You puncture a lung.
Okay, well here we go. Right. Okay. So nobody disputes Nani had his eyes on the ball.
No.
Anybody dispute that?
No.
So, dropping the ball out of the air like that is one of the hardest skills in the game.
Yeah, you shouldn't. This is the thing. We did this back.
Hang on. You have to keep your eye on the ball to do that. So presumably anybody who traps the ball in the air should get sent off then, because they have to concentrate on the ball. They can't concentrate where the opponent is. They can't focus on that player's safety. They have to concentrate on the ball. So is that a red card? Is every overhead kick a red card?
No.
Why
but
not?
In this case, Nani, right, wasn't looking where he was going, jumps up, put his studs up above waist height in a direction he wasn't looking. Now, if he did that on the ground, like if he hits Arbeloa on the ground without looking, or he's so late for a challenge on the ground that he makes connection with ribs or hip or something in the midriff of a player, everybody would go straight away, red card. Doesn't matter if he meant it or not. But for some reason, because it's in the air, it's not his fault.
Okay, well, if we say that's a red card, then should we not say that the goalkeeper Lopez should get sent off for punching Vidic in the head?
I would say yes as well.
Well, see, this is what my problem is. I first of all would dispute that it's a red card, but I'd also say that if you are given a red card, you have to send Lopez off as well. And another point that I wanted to raise actually was a few weeks ago Newcastle played Chelsea, and I think you were kind of saying that Colaccini shouldn't have got sent off, and it shouldn't have been a penalty for kicking Dembaba in the face.
I said there was an argument the other way. I said I also said at that time listen. I said on the day, if you want to go back and listen to it, I said if he got sent off, I wouldn't complain that much. But also what I said was Colaccini was between Ba and the ball, so Ba dived from behind Colaccini to stoop low to get his foot in between.
What you're saying is really that Colaccini didn't know where Ba was.
Yeah, but this is it.
Well, Nani didn't know what Arbeloa.
But Ba knew exactly where Colaccini was, and Ba dived beyond, through Colaccini's back, between the player and the ball, as opposed to. Yeah, you're there. Take that, Mark. Unfortunately, Mark, my battery just went dead on my phone, so we've no more Mark. But I think I won out.
I think so, because you cut him off.
It's going to sound like I cut him off, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the point I was making. You get it, right?
I get it. I thought it was reckless because he wasn't looking. You can't put your studs up and not look where you're putting your foot.
Exactly. You can kill someone.
Yeah.
And we did this earlier in the season when it happened with Everton and West Ham, and we said Baines could have had his head caved in. And I'm not sure if Mark agreed with me on that day. We'll have to go back and listen. But anyway, we're just rambling now. We're just going in circles. So I think while we're doing it, I'm making the hand gesture, going around in circles. We're going to wrap it up. Oh, it's all one, but it doesn't really work because it's not a visual medium. Anyway, you can please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page because we like you. Okay, bye-bye. Hello. There's me talking. There's me talking to me. My voice is brilliant.
Could you not see me earlier on?
No.
Well, how come I was saying hello to people?
How come what?
How come I was saying hello to people?
Well, we could hear you.
Yeah. I knew how to do this on my other computer, but I don't know how to do it on this computer. It seems to be like a new version of Skype.
Hello. Alright, there's me. Owen, talk to me for a minute.
How you doing? Just saw that the Juventus shop has never sold a Nicholas Bentner jersey.
You see they left him out of the European squad as well.
Did they?
Yeah.
God love him.
Poor Nick. Mark, are you talking to me? I feel like we're drifting apart. Mark? Mark? Maybe the ring got him.
Just popped out.
No, I just turned off my microphone by mistake.
Oh. Okay.
But I really liked your kind of the worry in your voice.
No,
And I was gone.
I was very, very worried.
I'm going to continue looking to fix this.
No, you're actually okay.